Hello everyone, just wanted to make a little note here for you. In February, a book of mine, Jesus, My Autobiography, is being entered in the Conscious Life Expo Favorite Spiritual Book Competition. Now, I know a lot of you on YouTube are not in my membership, which is fine. That's why I put these videos out on YouTube. But if you enjoy my videos and if you are a subscriber, I would really appreciate it if you would consider voting for my book, Jesus, My Autobiography, in this particular competition. The link is in the description box below, and it's a simple two-click process, no money involved, no signing up for memberships. Please consider supporting my work as you have been enjoying it here on YouTube. Thank you very much and enjoy the video to come. Hello everyone, Tina Spalding Trance channel here today for our Course in Miracles text reading session. Today we are doing A Course in Miracles Chapter 10 Part 4, The End of Sickness. All magic is an attempt at reconciling the irreconcilable. All religion is the recognition that the irreconcilable cannot be reconciled. Sickness and perfection are irreconcilable. If God created you perfect, you are perfect. If you believe you can be sick, you have placed other gods before him. God is not at war with the God of sickness you made, but you are. He is the symbol of deciding against God, and you are afraid of him because he cannot be reconciled with God's will. If you attack him, you will make him real to you. But if you refuse to worship him in whatever form he may appear to you, and wherever you think you see him, he will disappear into the nothingness out of which he was made. Reality can dawn only on an unclouded mind. It is always there to be accepted, but its acceptance depends on your willingness to have it. To know reality must involve the willingness to judge unreality for what it is. To overlook nothingness is merely to judge it correctly, and because of your ability to evaluate it truly, to let it go. Knowledge cannot dawn on a mind full of illusions, because truth and illusions are irreconcilable. Truth is whole and cannot be known by part of a mind. The sonship cannot be perceived as partly sick, because to perceive it that way is not to perceive it at all. If the sonship is one, it is one in all respects. Oneness cannot be divided. If you perceive other gods, your mind is split, and you will not be able to limit the split, because it is the sign that you have removed part of your mind from God's will. This means it's out of control. To be out of control is to be out of reason, and then the mind does become unreasonable. By defining the mind wrongly, you perceive it as functioning wrongly. God's laws will keep your mind at peace because peace is his will and his laws are established to uphold it. His are the laws of freedom, but yours are the laws of bondage. Since freedom and bondage are irreconcilable, their laws cannot be understood together. The laws of God work only for your good, and there are no other laws beside his. Everything else is merely lawless and therefore chaotic. Yet God himself has protected everything he created by his laws. Everything that is not under them does not exist. Laws of chaos is a meaningless term. Creation is perfectly lawful, and the chaotic is without meaning because it is without God. You have given your peace to the gods you made, but they are not there to take it from you, and you cannot give it to them. You are not free to give up freedom, but only to deny it. You cannot do what God did not intend, because what he did not intend does not happen. Your gods do not bring chaos. You are endowing them with chaos and accepting it of them. All this has never been. Nothing but the laws of God have ever been, and nothing but his will ever be. You were created through his laws and by his will, and the manner of your creation established you a creator. What you have made is so unworthy of you that you could hardly want it if you were willing to see it as it is. You will see nothing at all, and your vision will automatically look beyond it to what is in you and all around you. Reality cannot break through the obstructions you interpose, but it will envelop you completely when you let them go. When you have experienced the protection of God, the making of idols becomes inconceivable. There are no strange images in the mind of God, and what is not in his mind cannot be in yours, because you are of one mind, and that mind belongs to him. It is yours because it belongs to him, for to him ownership is sharing, and if it is so for him, it is so for you. His definitions are his laws, for by them he established the universe as what it is. No false gods you attempt to interpose between yourself and your reality affect truth at all. Peace is yours because God created you, and he created nothing else. The miracle is the act of a son of God who has laid aside all false gods and calls on his brothers to do likewise. It is an act of faith because it is the recognition that his brother can do it. It is a call to the Holy Spirit in his mind, a call that is strengthened by joining. Because the miracle worker has heard God's voice, he strengthens it in a sick brother by weakening his belief in sickness, which he does not share. The power of one mind can shine into another because all the lamps of God were lit by the same spark. It is everywhere and it is eternal. In many, only the spark remains, for the great rays are obscured. Yet God has kept the spark alive so that the rays can never be completely forgotten. If you but see the little spark, you will learn of the greater light, for the rays are there unseen. Perceiving the spark will heal, but knowing the light will create. Yet in the returning, the little light must be acknowledged first, for the separation was a descent from magnitude to littleness. But the spark is still as pure as the great light, because it is the remaining call of creation. Put all of your faith in it, and God himself will answer you. Okay, that is Course in Miracles, Chapter 10, Part 4, The End of Sickness. Let's see what Jesus has to say about this today. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. This is the most difficult part of the course for you to believe. That and the fact that God did not make this world, that the ego's responsible for the manufacture of this world. These are the two most difficult beliefs that you have, because sickness, when it pervades your body, is so very, very difficult to overcome. When you are lying in bed with a headache and a tummy ache, or you're visiting the bathroom over and over again and you hurt and whatever it is so overwhelmingly proof to you that you have been abandoned by God and that God has made something fallible and broken that doesn't work properly. This is one of your first clues that the body is not made by God. In that sense, it is not divine. This is not something that you hear talked about a lot in your society, even in dualistic spiritual teachings. The body is deemed as sacred, and the body is not sacred, although it can be used for the sacred. And this is the point that we wish to make here. When you use the body for worshipping your idols, whatever they are, it can be anything: power, sex, drugs, rock and roll, food, anger, sickness. You can use and worship the body for any of those things. It is going to function at a lower frequency, and things like sickness are going to appear, and are going to appear to prove to you that God has abandoned you. What we want you to understand is that when you align your mind with the truth, and the teachings of A Course in Miracles bring you the truth, and of course you are all on a journey towards the truth, and so many of you still get sick and you get frustrated and you say, I have been doing A Course in Miracles for 10 years and yet here I am with the flu in bed. I can't believe that I'm still getting sick. Or here I am with my twisted ankle and I've been doing the course for 15 years. I can't believe that this is still happening to me. What we want to point out is that you truly don't understand the magnitude of the teachings that we are bringing to you. You are literally going to have to change everything in your mind that your society has taught you. And that is a very, very difficult learning assignment. And you are all doing tremendously well by even attempting it. And this is what we want to encourage you with today. That even though you are still getting sick, even though you are twisting your ankles, even though bad things are happening to good people, we want you to understand that it is the depth of the training program through which you have been put and what you believe in that is causing these consequences. Now, one of the things that's very important for you to do as a Course in Miracles student is that when you fall ill and you are, let's say, quite ill, let's say you're in bed for a few days, you have the flu, or you've twisted your ankle and you can't walk, we want you to go to a place of radical acceptance. Now, this does not mean, as most people think, that you want this. What radical acceptance means when you're experiencing something that is unpleasant is that you understand that the cause is out of your control now, in the sense that this has come into manifestation. This has been brought into manifestation by something that you were doing, something that you were thinking, something that you were watching, something that you were ingesting. Radical acceptance means you are not going to attack the body or judge yourself or judge God or judge anybody for what is happening. Radical acceptance when you are on your sickbed means, oh, this is something that has been manufactured. It is, I'm experiencing it. Let me experience it fully. And let me ask myself, is there something I am doing, thinking, believing, acting upon, saying that is out of accord with A Course in Miracles? And of course, you will all find something. You could be judgmental of your body's appearance. You could be judgmental of the aging process that you're going through. You could be angry at your ex-partner. You could be frustrated with your financial situation. And if you, while you are in your sickbed, reflect upon where you are not in a peaceful, loving state, radical acceptance allows you to accept where you are, accept that it's been brought into manifestation, and get the lesson from it at the same time. When you are in denial, when you are in judgment, when you are in anger at something that's happening, you're not looking. You're not peacefully relaxed there thinking, okay, this is something that I'm experiencing. What is this experience, first of all, bringing me? Perhaps it's bringing you rest. Perhaps you never rest. Perhaps upon reflection, you say to yourself, I have not put my feet up like this for an entire day for a decade. I'm always doing something. And that will be one of your lessons. I never rest. There's a reason why you never rest, and it will be fear. There will be some fear-based belief in your mind that says if you rest, X, Y, Z will happen. You won't be respected, you won't be loved, you won't earn enough money, whatever it is. People need to rest, and they need to put their feet up and contemplate and do some quiet things almost every day, we would say, especially the last couple of hours before bed. Turn off your work phone, turn off your television. Don't watch a movie, but have a nice relaxing bath, put cream on your feet, and make sure your toenails look okay, and get yourself a lovely book to read that's in a font that you can see, and get a nice reading lamp, plump up your pillows, and read something beautiful or inspirational or intriguing for that hour before you go to bed. Do your prayers, write in your journal, and end the day contemplating. These are the kinds of practices that will indeed prevent you from hitting a wall of exhaustion, which many of you do. Many of you hit a wall of exhaustion because your society goes 24/7. There's no Sunday closed stores anymore. It's 24/7 on your phone. You can shop, you can talk, you can argue, you can watch, you can entertain yourself 24/7. There is no break. It used to be that Sundays were quiet and there was nothing to do, and so you were forced into having a contemplative day, whether or not you went to the church or not. You were forced into quietude. So when you are sick, reflect upon where you are not practicing the Course. Is it a relative that you're upset at? Is it an obsession you have with sex or food or an addiction of some kind? Ask yourself, is there some area where I could be improving myself in the sense of aligning myself with loving behavior? Am I abusing myself in some way? And a lot of you in the West are abusing yourselves all the time with caffeinated drinks and poor diets of highly processed food, no rest, overworking, on and on and on. Where do you fall in the spectrum? Where do you fall in the spectrum? When you begin to really love and nurture yourself first, giving yourself the things that we have been talking about, time in nature, time out in the sun, peaceful evenings, these kinds of things, you will find that your health and your body will respond better. Why? Because you're holding the frequency of love. Now, even though God did not manufacture your body, the ego has manufactured the body, and that is why it is used as evidence that God has abandoned you. At the frequency of love, the body performs its best and it is healthy. So it is at the frequency of love that you want to hold your mind and know that it is in that place, that frequency, that this amazing piece of machinery that you get to live inside of for your incarnation will function the best. The same as your car. If you overuse your car, neglect your car, stop putting in the fluids that it needs, give it the wrong fuel, it is not going to work very well. And this device that you have been given to transport yourself and physically, mentally, and emotionally through your incarnation needs the same care. Make sure that the fluids are up. Make sure that you're giving it the right fuel. Make sure that you're not overusing it or neglecting it. Make sure that you are lovingly tended the vehicle that you have manufactured for yourself to experience here that which you need to unlearn and learn. I am that one that you know as Jesus, and I will speak to you again soon. Alrighty, thanks for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.